going to be showing you how to put together the fifth one of our Carton nets. We've got this one, which is exactly the same net as the Radnor juices that you get in the refuel shop. So they look like this, they're sort of square shaped with little chamfered corners on like that. So we've got the net, and just like previously, you need to get your scissors and cut along the straight lines. The dash lines are going to be for scoring and folding, and then the hatch lines are going to be where we're going to glue or use double-sided tape to hold it all together. So get your scissors, cut it out along, and this is an easy one to cut out because it's just straight all the way around. So then we have this. For this particular one, it's really difficult to score along these lines, and there's a lot of scoring lines to do. So if you are going to take on this one, there is a special creasing jig set up for this particular net. So what you've got to try and do is make sure that it lines up with the design that you've got on there. So there's lines on there, lines on the card, and lines on the net, and we want to position it so it's just inside the black lines. Now, to hold it in place, you're probably going to need to use a couple of bits of masking tape. Make sure you're using masking tape and not double-sided tape. Masking tape is what we use because it's not too sticky, so we can peel it off afterwards, whereas the double-sided tape is super sticky. So you just need to tape it down so that it doesn't wobble around. And then, like in previous ones where we use the creasing jig and a paper clip, you're going to do the same thing again, but we can't get it into the groove, so we just need to follow the lines. So this one, get it into the groove and slide it along. Right, so we've cut the net out. The cutting bit's nice and easy because it's just straight around the outsides. Then we've creased it using the creasing jig. That was more difficult because we've got so many different lines to crease. But now we're going to get to the part where we're going to glue the whole thing together. So we've got 3 strips that need to be glued with double-sided tape, 2 thin ones top and bottom, and a big one around the side. Now it's a little bit confusing because the first one that we're going to tape needs to go on the opposite side to what we can see. So it's not, if we're going to keep it so that the graphics that are printed here go on the inside, what we're going to do is put the tape on the opposite side, on the white side, all right? So it's not on this side where it's hatched, it's on the other side. So get some tape, and then you've got 2 straight lines there and there, and we want to fold the card along those straight lines. And then we'll put the double-sided tape across the back there, so where it's indicated where the tape needs to go. We'll put it on there. Before we peel that one off and stick it to there, I'm going to put the other 2 bits of tape on the inside there. We've got double-sided tape across that side on the white edge, and then top and bottom on the printed edge. Right, now we're ready to put it together. So we've got the 2 folded straight lines here and here. So we'll put the one with the tape on, fold that down, and peel the tape off. We'll peel the backing off the tape like that. And then we'll bring the other side over and press down, and that creates our basic carton. Now, if we're careful, we can try and get the tape peeled off. And this is why it's the most difficult one, because it's really fiddly. You've got to get right inside it to peel the back off. There we go. So I've peeled that bit off, and we just want to pinch it together like that. Right. Now, we've got to be really careful. Basically, what we're doing is we're going to push it together, and you should see it starting to sort of create the carton shape. And basically what I'm going to do is push in under that little triangle and push in under that little triangle, and you'll see it start to take the creases and just maybe work the card in so that it goes in. We'll fold that over, and that's the one end of it. Do the same at the other end. We've got to get right in, pinch it. Maybe need to use your scissors to peel the backing off the tape. And carefully pinch it together. And it's the same thing again, just pinch it in where those two triangle bits are. That would be the underneath, like this. And because it's so flexible, it doesn't actually want to stay. The only way we'd get that to stay is with some hot glue or something a bit more powerful. But what you can see is that we've assembled it exactly the same shape carton, front and back, exactly the same as the Radnor ones that you get in the school shop. All right, so a real professional looking package, even though it's actually quite difficult to put together and really fiddly.